Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of The Fad Show. So today I'm going to start work on my Project Saab 9.3 Aero wagon. So first thing I want to do before I tackle the clutch job is I want to replace the tie rod, inner and outer tie rods to try and see if that's the cause of the slop in my steering. Because if it does end up being the steering rack, I'd like to know that before I take the subframe out so I can replace that while I have the subframe out. At first I really thought it was the tie rods, but after doing, because if you watched my last video, I moved the tire when the car was up in the air and you heard that like clicking noise. But I realized today, because I already did the right side of the car, the passenger side, after it did it still had the play in it. And then I looked more closely and the whole wheel is moving as I'm doing that. It's just like moving between the lock and lock on the steering wheel. So I'm not overly confident that this is actually going to fix it, but I'm actually kind of lost actually now. I'm not really sure what it might be, but I'll keep chasing down the rabbit hole, I guess, to try and figure it out. This is the one that came out, and there is a little bit of play in it. Like it probably moves maybe like a 0.5 millimeter or something, and I don't know how much a 0.5 millimeter on each side transmitted through the steering rack to you actually feels like, but I don't know. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. I also had like a bear of a time trying to get the tie rod off when I did the passenger side, and because I just rented one of those normal like inner tie rod tools you get from auto parts store. I'll put a picture of one so you know what I'm talking about. And I just couldn't get enough torque on it without those flimsy little metal plates that come in that kit just bending and slipping off. So I went out and it was a 1 3/4 inch plate or whatever wrench size that you were using to try and get the inner tie rod off on these, and that equates to like 35.7 or something like that millimeters. So I went and bought a 36 millimeter crow's foot, and this broke it off in like 2 seconds. So this was definitely very handy to have. I also got this new inner tie rod tool that I was going to try and use too if that didn't work, but luckily I didn't have to use it. This looks pretty cool though, so maybe save that for a future job. I mean, I guess the outer tie rods are definitely worn, so it was time to do those anyways. But I don't know. I really hope that this fixes the kind of like sloppy steering feel, but I'm not super confident anymore. And I'm actually kind of at a loss because I don't know where the play is coming from. I mean, I guess it's the steering rack, but I would hate to spend the money to replace the steering rack and that not be the actual cause of it. But anyways, I bought these parts, so I might as well change it out and drive it and see if it helps at all. Now that I've done the one side, this should go pretty quickly, and it's actually pretty easy on this car. And I've had trouble in the past with like really struggling to get the boots on, but in this car it looks not too terrible. There's plenty of room to work on the passenger side, so the driver's side we'll see it looks a little bit more tighter because you have the transmission on that side. But anyways, let's get to it. guys, so I think that's where I'm gonna wrap up today. I took it for a quick drive, and it does feel like the steering rack the steering is a little bit tighter. However, right now the car is bow-legged, so the handling is just all messed up. So tomorrow I might get back into it and try and do like a just whatever string alignment or whatever, just try and get the alignment a little bit better so I can drive it and feel more confident about it before I drop the subframe and do all that. Although I did get in the car and turn it on and just turn the wheel, and like the slightest ever touch to the wheel does move the tires. And when I was moving the rack with my hand, like it's definitely moving the wheel. So I don't think there's any slop in there. I don't know, it's just kind of weird the feeling it has when I was driving previously. Like the car would like load up, so maybe it's like a suspension thing, because it would feel like the car would like load up, but there'd just be like this kind of like weird movement or something. I don't know. It felt like it was steering to me, but it might be something in the suspension. The control arm bushings are definitely shot, so that might have something to do with it. And ball joints, I don't know, I can't really see them well to see how bad they are, but the ones on the tie rods are definitely pretty poor. The end links. It was weird, this side of it, the driver's side had definitely been changed before, the tie rod, but the other side I don't think had. I don't know. There was definitely some play on the passenger side tie rod, like I said before. It was probably moving like 0.5 millimeter, maybe 3/4 millimeter. So I don't really know if that's enough to cause a poor steering sensation. I feel like I should know, but no. It wouldn't surprise me, I guess I should say. But anyways, it was a pretty easy job to do. The other side, I mean, once I had the right tool for the job, it didn't take long at all. I really hope this fixes the problem, because I would hate to drop the subframe and then have to do it again to replace that steering rack. But I'm pretty confident the steering rack's good. If it is something else, I don't think it's there, but I'm not really sure. Tomorrow I'm gonna do alignment, take it for a drive again. Hopefully it'll be better. I'm pretty confident I can move on. But hope you guys have liked this so far. I don't think I'm gonna end it here yet, because I'm gonna try and do that alignment and then tomorrow. Good morning, guys. Welcome to a new day. So today I think I'm going to try and do a steering alignment of my car, just so I can drive it and have more confidence that I fixed the issue with the play of the steering. I'm pretty confident that I did. I think I said this last night, but I turned the car on and I was just like barely touching the steering wheel with my finger, and I could see the wheels moving, so I don't think there's any play in the steering rack. So I think I'm good there. Tire rods were a little bit worn, like I said yesterday. And there's also a bunch of other bushings in the control arms that are pretty worn. So I think I'm fine going ahead with dropping the subframe and moving on to the clutch without addressing anything further as far as the steering goes. That being said, I like that this is alignment done, so I can have more confidence in that. And then also, right now, I'd like to drive this car a little bit, because I hit a raccoon in my All-Track, so that car is out of commission right now. I finally sold the Jetta, and so I've been daily driving the 911, which has actually been a pretty good daily driver, but it's disgustingly dirty right now because I drove it in the rain a bunch of days, which it is a car, so I'm fine doing with that. But if I have another car that's a lot cheaper, I'd rather drive that. But anyways, with that, let's get to it. I forgot to hit record on the camera when I was making the adjustments, but I just used a string method. Just line the string parallel with the rear tire, and then make slight adjustments to your tie rod to adjust the front end alignment. I shot for a 1.5 millimeter toe in for each front wheel. Alright, so I think that's where I'm gonna end this episode. I just took the car for a drive, and that definitely improved the steering, and it kind of removed that like sloppiness / like lack of progression in the steering. So I think the tire rods definitely needed to be changed. The passenger side one was definitely worn. that being said, there's definitely still some sloppiness in the front end of this car. It still like kind of rattles going over bumps and stuff, which could be the control arms because those look pretty worn. Sway bar end links are definitely shot. But I think I wasn't going to do it on this unless I really needed it, but I think I'm going to do struts on it too. I might as well before I get the car aligned, and I'm going to have to take all that up to do the clutch anyways, so I might as well just do it all at once, and I'll go ahead and put new struts, new sway bar end links, new control arms, and then pretty much everything in the front end will be fresh. When I drop the subframe, I'll look at those bushings. The transmission mounts are actually in surprisingly good shape, so I'm not really anticipating the need to do subframe bushings, but if I do, I'll look at them when the subframe's out and take care of it then, but I don't plan to do it unless it needs it. But hopefully all that together will help make it drive a lot tighter. It definitely was an improvement just doing the tie rods, but still there's something else here. I think it's good at least that I've ruled out the steering rack because I was really not looking forward to doing that job. So I don't think there's any issue there because like I said, when you turn the car on, you just barely turn the wheel and the tires move, so I don't think there's any play in that at all. So that's a really good thing because it's kind of pricey and a pain in the ass job. Not that the clutch is going to be easy, but anyways, yeah, so I hope you guys, I forgot to turn the camera on when I was doing the alignment, but I made it better, but it's definitely not right. I think the two front tires are in alignment in relationship to each other, maybe, I don't know, but the steering wheel still kind of cocked off a little bit, but it definitely drove more like a car than yesterday when I tried to drive it, and it was completely horrible because the tires were bow-legged. And it was raining out today, and it's kind of, I haven't driven a front wheel drive car with this much power and rain in a while, but it was kind of fun, especially with the front tires are on backwards too. It was like spinning itself all over the place. I couldn't get the clutch to slip because the tires had no traction. But anyways, stay tuned for next episode. I think I'm just gonna do an episode with like all the parts for kind of a refresh for the car, just so give you guys a chance that if you have any feedback or stuff you think I should do whilst I'm in there or whatever, let me know. Alright, I hope you guys like this episode, and as always, if you really liked it, then go ahead and like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Saab content. There's going to be a bunch coming. Like I said, next video is probably going to be like a parts breakdown of what I think I need for the car, and then probably going to work on starting to disassemble some of the stuff on the top of the engine that's in the way. Unfortunately, there's one more job I have to do on the 911 that I need the quick jacks for, and I'm waiting on parts for that, so yeah, that's what's going to hold me from dropping the subframe on it. But then as soon as I get that done on the 911, then I'll go ahead and drop the subframe on this. But anyways, stay tuned for next time. Bye.